what is the value of life? What is the value of someone else's life? What is the value of your own? What is the value of others? Well, there's a very easy way to find. And I don't want you comparing yourself to others. I want you comparing yourself to yourself. The value of someone's life, okay, is not really based about, how much money they made, how much of this they had, how much of this they had, how much of this they had. No, it's not based on material goods, because material goods, ultimately, at the end, you can't take them with you when you die. You don't take those with you when you die. You know what you take with you when you die? Your memory, your morals, your character, things you did, things you saw, and skills you had. That's what you take with you. When you die, in a similar vein as death or birth, death is similar to birth. And why is that so? Well, before you're alive, before you're come into existence, you were some particles floating around somewhere on Earth, maybe even outside of Earth. But then suddenly your being has been brought into consciousness, brought into existence. Your atoms have come together, and all these chemical processes that make you special have come together to form you. When you die, this could be the final end of these processes, and you will no longer persist. You take the memories with you. You don't take material goods with you when you die. You take what you got with you to the grave. You don't take what you can't carry, you can't have forever. Because eventually, all your material stuff, you know what's going to happen to it? It's all going to break, it's all going to fall apart. And maybe in the future, some guy will be making toilet seats, and maybe he's melting stuff, plastic down, or maybe they use metal. I don't know what they'd use in the future, but maybe some of those molecules, there's a few of them, could potentially be from your things, your stuff. And it's been recycled, and some guy uses it now and enjoys it and loves it. And, it's something they care about. Which is quite insane for me to think about. Like, I collect coins, and, when you have coins that are 2,000 years old, you're like, wow, that's a lot of time. But really, think about it. Think about how many people might have seen that coin, and think about the lives they lived 2,000 years ago. What did they have? What did they live? What did they eat? That's crazy. That's insane. That is very, very insane to think about, just 2,000 years ago. And, we didn't have technology of the level we have today. We had tools, but we didn't have things that could do stuff entirely for us. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty insane. Now, I see technology reaching a point where eventually one day we're going to be like, oh, have we reached a limit? Is there a limit to technology? Is there a limit to human knowledge? Because if you're able to constantly learn things, which it seems that humans can, then in theory, in principle, your brain could learn almost any skill, almost anything possible. And You know, maybe in the future it won't be so much learning or not learning. In the future, maybe it might not be so much memorizing things, which is, you know, what a decent chunk of learning is, I would say. Like history, that's a bit of memorization. And I think, you know, technologies that would improve your memory would drastically increase, you know, humans' abilities to develop new things, develop new creations. And that is something cool to think about. You know, just 100 years ago, we didn't have smartphones. Just 100 years ago, in 1923, what did we have? I'll tell you what we had. World War I just ended 5 years before. 1918. That's when it ended. That's actually 1919. So I'm lying. I'm sorry. But it ended 4 years before. What did they have? I mean, they had planes, kind of. You know, they weren't like how they are today with jets, and their propeller are really only used for civilians and some military applications. Otherwise, they aren't really used super much, I would say. You know, there's a lot of value in that. But to make a long story short, material goods will never improve the character, improve how you appear in the eyes of the universe, because you are just some atoms bounded together with very special, very unique chemical processes allowing for you to look and conceive of the universe, which is insane and crazy. Very, very special. And on that note, I would like to end this discussion. Thank you for listening. You are the reason I make these videos.